Will today be our best day ever? Most definitely. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our Eat Like a Bear live stream on multiple platforms this morning. And we're Eat Like a Bear. We're about weight loss. If you're new and you've found us, there's lots of information on the website because what I think we're mainly talking about today is our big 3-day challenge. And so lots of people are here getting ready, like in the run up to the challenge. This is about like using the summer of 2022 for just to see massive results to wreak havoc, each of us, as we, launch again with the community in our 3-day challenge and set a 6-week goal. We also have a boot camp that we're launching this very quarter. And so there's more about all of that. But I really want to talk about how we're going to all get like launched so we can wreak that havoc. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about now. But I want to just say hi real quick. Hey, gosh. Hey, everybody. Love it, love it, love it. And thanks so much, everybody, all here. So I was just on a live last hour. And so some of you guys, you maybe got some coffee or something. I did. I got some coffee. But the 3-day challenge. The 3-day challenge historically at Eat Like a Bear is simply about like the what to eat model. And anyone, anytime, at any point can take the 3-day challenge. It is an email sequence that has videos associated with it as well. And it is focused entirely on the what to eat and the what to eat that has been driving so much success in the community. And so it teaches you that, like the food thing, right? It's all there. And like there's no secret. So it's not like some like marketing gimmick to sort of get you in, and I'm just show you the thing. I'm going to just show you how to like put that meal together and what it is that's been driving the success. So that's the 3-day challenge, and it can be done anytime from anywhere with email, and that's it. But our community-wide 3-day challenges are where together we come as a community at the beginning of every quarter. Pardon me. And we wreak havoc. Okay. So we're doing that this coming week. And so days 1, 2, and 3 are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, July 5th, 6th, and 7th at Eat Like a Bear. And that is where, like, if you're old or new to us, old, new, borrowed blue, whatever it is, you can jump in, you can start, you can restart, and like dig into those 3 days. But in the run up to it, what we're going to do is we're going to set goals so that by the end of the challenge, we all also have a 6-week goal. And so that's something we're doing new this quarter is community wide. Everybody who's here, everybody who's even missing this video, who hasn't heard yet, is going to make a 6-week goal. Okay. All of us. And we're changing our lives with our 6-week goal. That is what we are doing. And so you will see increasing amounts of goal setting materials at the den, eatlikeabearden.com, that starts with the big goal. The big goal materials are already there and look something like that, and walk you through the process of thinking about your big goal. There's videos there as well. And there will be, leading up to Tuesday, there will be a video that comes out on YouTube that is about your 6-week goal, what it looks like, how to like sort of best practices with goal setting. And so in between now with the big goal material that's there already and the stuff that comes out Tuesday, there will be some other stuff over the weekend as well at eatlikeabearden.com. But I really wanted to get in and encourage all of you who are here, that maybe some of you are staying home for the big holiday weekend that we have here in the US. I am. I'm home and not off on vacation. If you're on vacation, like send us a postcard. But for those of us who are home, especially, it is a really good time to just like dig in and focus and like renew. Like if we've been around for a while and we're trying to dig in, like renew our commitment and all of that. And so that's what I want to talk a little bit about, is like strategic use of these days leading up to Tuesday. Because now think of the opportunity here. We're going to have thousands of people together. Like think of like the positive energy of this. Thousands of people focused Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on those 3 days and setting a 6-week goal. And so this is a season we can really leverage this positive like spirit, of the community and use it as an opportunity, each of us individually to grab onto the wing, of the whole community and fly. Okay. And so don't miss it. Don't miss the opportunity. And you can really turn it up in the days between now and Tuesday. And so, especially for people who have struggled, there is a concept. So it's in the boot camp and it's available on the shop. So not everybody has seen it, but I'm going to tell you the basic concept in a video that we call your last day one. So I talk about the concept of getting momentum in the early days of the diet. And I'm going to give you an example because this is what I want you to realize. This is a huge asset for you in the coming week, and you can really leverage it. Okay. And there's stuff you can do this weekend to increase the leverage point. Okay. So what I talk about in that video is that for me, I know in past diets, like I had to fight and scrap through day 1 and 2, trying to get really past all the bad stuff and all the bad decisions and stuff, right? It's so hard on day 1. It's so hard, I find, the second day. By the end of the second day, and definitely into the third day, is when I personally start really feeling empowered. Like, wow, look at me. I'm really finally got the tiger by the tail kind of thing. And for some people, people will post in the community that it's always a problem on day 4 or 5 or whatever it is. Whatever that thing is for you, getting past that. So for me, it's day 1, honestly. Getting past day 1 is a game changer for me. Okay. And so that's very common. But for other people, it's getting past day 4 or it's getting past day 5. Whatever that is, you need to bloody get past that thing. Okay. So that's your first thing, is say it's day 1 and we know day 1's Tuesday for all of us and we're all pushing through together. Okay. What I talk about in the video, your last day 1, is very literally being so cognizant of that and tracking through the day, hour by hour. I got through the hour. I got through the next hour. I got through the next hour. And, giving yourself the credit for that and knowing that strategically you need to get to that, for me, end of day 2. And then, man, then I'm on fire. Then I am on fire. Now, recognize too, that goes away if you just revert back. Lean into that feeling and that positive energy. And so here's the thing. Say day 1 is Tuesday of our community-wide 3-day challenge. And you just lean hard into it and you get through, you get into day 2, you start feeling that positive, amazing momentum. Lean hard, and don't let go. Grind all the way to the end. That's my message. Grind all the way to the end. Because think of all this energy that it's going to take to start on day 1 again, right? And let's not do that again. Okay, that's my main message. It's so easy to just get off track. Then you're kicking yourself and just using all that negative energy. No. Stay focused. What you're doing this week is you are getting that positive momentum that's going to just push you all the way to your goal. That is what we want. And recognize that it's coming and your opportunity. You're gone on Tuesday, you can't implement, and it's Wednesday. That's okay too. Okay. The point is, we have a whole community push. I'd jump in. I would totally jump in and get your power back, you guys. Feel that and just keep pushing. Lean hard in. And so what you can do this weekend, besides going through the goal materials that are at eatlikeabearden.com, I want you to engage in some, let's call them certain activities. Okay, let me just look at comments, and I'm going to get to this. Okay, Holly from Idaho, awesome. I need to go to Idaho. Okay, And yes. Oh, in Minnesota. Oh, Robin is from Minnesota. You guys. Oh my gosh. And so, yes. And so, Debbie, strength in numbers, positive energy. We're doing it across every every community member anywhere, okay, who hears about this, wherever you are, TikTokers or whatever, okay? And so we're doing it, everybody, 6-week goal, and we're doing it, okay? So, okay. And Gail, yes. Yes, and lean in and like take in that energy. Take it in. Because I have a special task if you're really struggling with latching into day one. That's going to be the task for you. But let me just check. Okay, you guys. Okay. And so life and health gets so complicated. And honestly, Jackie, so there's always hope. Okay. Always, always, always. We're seeing so much success in older women. I mean, you're like a young one for our platform. And so this is just lean hard, lean in, lean really super hard, and don't let any of these thoughts about like your thyroid or whatever else. Don't let any of this derail you, because you can wreak havoc. And so you guys, yes, momentum, and like let's feel like the wind of the community with our own momentum, right? Okay. And all of us can grab onto that. Here's a thing. So as we and Maria, so I think like we're all older and all have like multiple things, and what we all need to do is compare our progress to ourselves, okay? And definitely don't compare to the men or like to the young people or whatever else, okay? And so compare to ourselves and keep chipping away. We got to chipping away is powerful, right? We should have, like the photos of erosion and stuff like that, right? Like of like granite rock being like formed, or carved out over the years. So chipping away is a very, very powerful thing. So well, and Jackie brings up an important point that we need a theme song. So the 3-day challenge has the the one from Rocky, which is so great. But maybe we need a lot of theme songs. So we need playlists. We need to get playlists going. We've been talking about that, and I just haven't been organized. But we need playlists. Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. So much of this ends up being like internal. I mean, we know that, right? As we struggle. And with that latching in of that day one, if you're going to like really time it with everybody else and latch in, and you've had problems latching in, I would like to give you an assignment. So much of that and like the problems with latching in have to do with like our own internal dialogue and our own self-doubt. And something we can do this weekend, like in these days leading up to it, is begin to build our own, kind of like it's building our own self-confidence. Social scientists call it self-efficacy. And that's just like the social science word that means that we learn that we can do it, that we have like the power to affect our environment. And yeah, I mean, all the self-help people tell us, everyone tells us, of course we can affect our environment. Of course we can do it. But there's something really powerful about going through a process of showing yourself that you can do it. And that's what happens on day one. In fact, as you get through it and you get that power and you're like, whoa, look at me. And you feel that like positive, amazing energy, and that begins to fuel you. But how do you get there? And so if you're struggling, I really would recommend that you go through activities over these days, that I would find things in your life that that you haven't done. Okay. And then I would do them. Okay. So what if your pantry is a mess like mine? Okay. And you're like, I never have time to clean my pantry. And every morning you wake up and deliberately you do like one part of it. Like maybe not the whole pantry. I have a big pantry. It's a solid day's work. And so, but a shelf. Okay. Like, oh, look, I did that thing. If there's something like that, that you can just show yourself, it's so simple. And in the process, especially with something like the pantry, get rid of some bad stuff. That sets your intention. So I'm not going to eat it. Throw it away. Seriously, give it to a neighbor. Do something like, and I wouldn't eat it. Like if you're not supposed to be eating it, don't eat it. Show yourself. You can just give it away. Okay. So yes. In fact, you all need to do that. Okay. Take it and give it to somebody. Don't do this whole like nonsense of I'm going to eat it all before I start. You then have to work off those pounds. Give it to the neighbor. Let them work off their pounds. Okay. Give it to like a teenage boy. And let him not, then he's not, no one has to worry about pounds. So, if I would really look at some of the things. I would take some moments to reflect on what are some of the things that might block you on day 1 or day 2 or day 3. And if it's something like, oh, when I drive downtown and I pass the ice cream shop, I always have to stop. I would drive downtown and deliberately not stop and take in like all the amazingness that the downtown is. Take it in and not have that thing. And then, but I would make it that an effort. Like, and I would show myself, look, I just did that. See, I can do that. I can do it. That is teaching yourself that lesson. Okay. And so if you feel like there are things like that, now I wouldn't put myself in a really hard situation, but anyone can drive through downtown and not get ice cream. You can. And so, and it might be something that is good for you to do, might be a really good exercise. So I would look to your life this coming weekend as we celebrate Independence Day. Okay. And I would find some activities for yourself that these things are setting your intention and showing yourself, you're proving to yourself that, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. That thing that you've put off, or seriously, even cleaning your house. Look, I pushed myself into cleaning this thing as part of an exercise in building my own awareness or acknowledgement that I can affect my world. Okay. Because on Tuesday, you're greatly affecting your world. And you, in making a series of decisions, none of which are easy, but take you to where you need to go. That is the point. And it is a series of sequential decisions that will change your life. That always, 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 there will be a part of you that wants to eat the donut. Always. That's never going to go away. At least my experience, 5 years into maintenance, or 5 years into all this, 4 years in maintenance. I would still love to be that person who can eat all that. And I'm not still. Okay. So that's too bad, but I'm not in that universe. And I don't think that desire ever leaves you. And so how is it that you can win the battle, though, when you face that choice? Well, you win it by getting your power back, first of all. Okay. Getting your power back and feeling that momentum, feeling that drive and that push towards your long-term goal. And I'll tell you now, 4 years into maintenance, I lean hard into that long-term goal on the bad days and really go out and try to live in that gratefulness of all of it. And so let me just take a look at comments again. Yes, independence from bad food. And Debbie, let's see, I'm going to celebrate my independence from sugar this Independence Day. I love it. When I conquer that, all the other puzzle pieces seem to fall into place. Yeah, isn't that interesting, Debbie? And oh, gosh. So let me just glance at some other. So I cannot tell you how many packages, heads of lettuce I've purchased, only to be forgotten in the fridge. I think the main issue for me is protein, what to get, how to make it tasty, etc. Okay, guys, so if you have look for an update. I'm going to say in a few weeks. It's in editing, but it's the Skillets book if you have it. So people have purchased the digital of the Skillets book, and there's an updated chapter 3 that I feel like is completely on point for what Bookwoman, who are you? What Bookwoman is saying here. It is so the Skillets book. So we have the salad book and we have the Skillets book, and both recipe. I mean, it's the framework of the ridiculously big salad, ridiculously big skillet. Okay, the framework is highly like predictable, and that is what you need to lean into, Bookwoman. If you haven't found those resources, it takes like the decision element out of it. And I make it really super explicit in the Skillets book because I just finished the edits on it. And I finished it after having gotten through this really bad year that I've had. And so if you're new here or haven't seen me in a video for a while, you're going to hear about the forest fire. But I've had a really, 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 really bad year here, which really helped me shine a light on some of those like little decisions I'm making every day. And the point is, chapter 3 of the Skillets book, I introduce a concept that you guys are going to be hearing a lot about, which I call being a kitchen technocrat. Okay, I'm pausing here because I want to make sure I want to emphasize about this coming week with a 3-day challenge. And then to get into this other topic. What I really want you guys to do with a 3-day challenge, gear up, use this weekend, set your intentions, do your activities, show yourself you can do this stuff. And in the process of like that kind of pacing, reflection, getting ready, cleaning your pantry, maybe buying groceries, whatever it is, that's you setting intentions for those 3 days and recognizing getting, past that day 1, past into that day 2, and that momentum and that power that you feel. Don't let go of that. Okay, that's your big assignment here. Number one big assignment. Okay, sorry for the tangent because I was looking at comments. You guys are getting me on tangents. Okay, because what people who have the Skillets book, people in the boot camp. Okay, so we're having a boot camp. Let me talk a little bit about that. But the point is, everybody has a 6-week goal. And so you're leveraging the 3 days to just grind that 6-week goal into the flipping ground. Everybody. And there will be goal setting materials, as I said, coming out through the community-wide 3-day challenge. And so you're going to hear me talk about boot camp, but the 6-week goal, that's not just for people in boot camp at all. That's for everybody. Y'all need it. Okay. I need it. We all need it. And so I'm going to have my own 6-week goal. So I need to get, I'll announce that next week what mine is. I'll share it. So, but what I want to say now, so related to, let me scroll up. And now there's so many other comments. I'm afraid to read them because I'm going to, okay, let me focus my brain. You guys know I already did a live video in Engage for an hour before this, and there's not enough coffee sometimes. But anyway, this is exciting. I want to say a little bit about what Bookwoman is bringing up. And then I saw a comment about, I think, salad boredom. Let me scroll down. Sometimes I find just eating the same salad day after day for a while, almost by rote, is the easiest way to fuel repeated successes. Okay, Diane, I'm with you there. And that's interesting because the sort of contrary argument to that is like the boredom, right? Like, how can you do that? Well, you know what? It's hard to carry those pounds around. So like, let's be real about this. And there's something, decision fatigue is real. And I find that the 1 meal a day model, one of its really big unexpected benefits is that those decisions are all really like all caught up in that hour, and then you move on. So all the food decisions, all those struggles, all that, like 1 hour or, whatever, however long it takes. No food decision fatigue the rest of the day. That is powerful. And Diane, you're bringing up something that I want to highlight. And that is, so what Diane is saying is like, she's just making the same salad. So there are definitely people like the Big Mac salad is a really popular one. I have a friend who eats that thing every single day, every day. And she likes it. She's happy eating it every single day. But here's an important point that I think is easy to miss with this. She can make it in like minutes. She's a total expert in that salad. And she wakes up on a bad day. What's she eating? What's she eating, Diane? She's eating that. It's not a question what she's eating. This is a dynamic I really shine a light on in that Skillets book. And that this is becoming a super big focus of the boot camp that's launching this coming week also. You can find a link here. But this content is in the Skillets book, that's coming out really soon, okay? Which I know a lot of you guys already have. But we're going super granular in boot camp on this point. You wake up on a bad day. Imagine, okay, I give a scenario in the book. Let me see if I can have the brain power to conjure up my example. So here's the thing, Diane. So first, let me say something about the good day, bad day strategies that probably a lot of you have heard me talk about before. But that is, we know weight loss is like lives or dies on bad days. Okay, so we all have good days, we all have bad days. And on good days, we kind of gear up, we're okay, we stay on track. Okay. That's where we're losing the weight. It's the bad days where it all falls apart. I mean, not to be ridiculous and obvious, but right, that is where you're going to fall into the pizza or whatever else. So a tenet of Engage, which is our psychology community, and all of you guys in Engage, notice you're in the boot camp. Everyone's in the boot camp, so in there. So you'll find that those materials. A tenet of Engage is leveraging good days. And the idea is that good days, that's where you're practicing that salad. So Diane, if it's that one single salad every single day, or maybe it's 2 salads, maybe it's a salad and a skillet, maybe it's 3 or 4 dishes. And in the Cooked Skillets book, I walk people through a process of identifying like an easy protein and then dishes that they like and that they can make easily. It's like having a few recipes right in your back pocket that you can just whip up, and that you're not relying on, freshly sourced, I don't know, garlic or something from the farmer's market. You're just using garlic powder, and that's okay, because if we make any of this too complicated and we wake up on that bad day, we're probably not implementing. But if on our good day, what we're doing is we're practicing, and we're practicing to get faster at it, but we're also practicing with the intention that we're doing it for our future bad day self, right? And so we have that intention that this practice is so that when we wake up to a bad day, we're ready. Okay. No decisions in order on the bad day because we are ready. And what I talk about in the book is I introduce this concept of the Kitchen Technocrat. And you'll see that in at least 4 weeks of the boot camp is this technocrat, which the idea is that essentially it's putting your technocratic self in charge. It's like if you were a bureaucrat or whatever, and just like taking care of business. That's the part of you that's in charge of building that meal on a bad day. Okay. And that you wake up on a bad day, there's not a question about what you're eating because you are prepared. You have the stuff, you have the practice, you have the intention. Because think about what happens on the bad days. You wake up, you're like, what am I going to eat? And maybe you're rummaging through your freezer. And maybe you find things, and maybe Diane, you're making the salad. Maybe it's real similar to what you've been making. You just find that like protein topper in the freezer and you make your salad. But in the process of that rummaging, maybe you found 17 other things you probably shouldn't eat. And your bad day self starts longing for those things. And that same bad day self is then not satisfied with that salad and is at high risk of eating those things. And even if you don't eat those things, you are engaged in that like struggle not to eat them. And so that day ends up being harder than it could have been if your kitchen technocratic self was completely in charge and you just forgot about all those decisions because you were ready and you had your plan for what to eat, and you're not rummaging, you're not hunting in the freezer or the pantry or whatever. You know what's there, you grab what you need, just like a bureaucrat would. Mhm. And that's the spirit of like when you see in the boot camp outline, kitchen technocratic self, it's that kind of spirit that I'm talking about. And that removes those decisions on those bad days, because it's those decisions on the bad days that get us into a lot of trouble. And even if we end up making the right choice, or like that choice that furthers our long-term interests, like we basically we're eating the salad or whatever it is instead of the donut. Okay. We're like, yay, we made the right choice. Those bad days, we tend to struggle more with that choice. And so it brings in all that internal struggle, making that bad day harder than it needed to be. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So lots of tools in the boot camp centered around that concept. Okay, so I'm scrolling up for comments. Let's see. I missed a lot. And so, and is the live available as a replay? Yes, yes, it is. And let's see. Like a lot of you guys are talking about 10 pounds. Who I can't. Maybe I don't see all the comments, but yes, everyone's saying like 10 pounds a month. Heck yeah, you guys, 10 pounds a month. If someone, that's awesome. That's really really awesome. So to give you some sense, as you lose weight, your rate of loss tends to slow, and it's for really exciting reasons. But I think it's something people don't think a lot about. So in the very beginning, you could lose a lot first from fluid retention. But if you're at a high starting weight, your body burns more calories because you're carrying around the weight. I mean, think about it. Like if you put a backpack on and you carry it around, you'd need more calories to move your body around because the big backpack. Okay. You're lugging around 100 pounds more, you're burning more calories because you're lugging around the 100 pounds. And then, like, say you lose 50, you're now only lugging around 50. And so your actual like maintenance calories go down as you get further down the scale. Wow. Okay. So it's a good reason your maintenance calories are going down. It's a really, really, really great reason. But then you get down to like your, fighting weight or whatever. And like, oh my gosh. So you're at a lower calorie level. And so some people think it's that their metabolism's slowing. No, you're not lugging the 100. You're not lugging it. And so your rate, like, so if you're eating the same thing every day for a year, okay, say exact same salad. It's like Diane, exactly the same salad every single day. Everything about it's the same for a year, and you're losing weight, your rate will slow because your maintenance calories are going down. And so I don't know, I think it's kind of cool, but also it's very easy to get discouraged because of course, so I lost weight at the rate of about a half a pound a day when I started. And so with this phase, I'd already lost 20 pounds. So I was at 260 when I started this thing that I teach here. And so from 260 to, I don't know, 240 or 30 or something, I lost a half a pound a day. And then I lost about a third of a pound a day. And then I stopped checking, and then I still lost some weight. And so then I think I lost my last 20 in 4 months. And so that was 5 pounds a month. So I slowed to about a pound a week or a little bit more. Anyway, so that's more like what? Less than a quarter of a pound a day at that lower end of the scale. So definitely don't compare yourself to other people. So people are like, yay, 10 pounds. Yes, yay, 10 pounds. That's great. And don't compare yourself to other people because we're all at different weights and we're at different ages, whole age diversity in this community. And so just a lot of differences. Okay, so I'm scrolling up and there's so many comments, you guys. How wonderful everyone's here. I am going to try. So if you're here, and you made a comment like 10 minutes ago, put it in again. Okay. Because I'm gonna real soon here just scroll to the bottom. So anyone who's currently here, Type it in. Type it in. Even if it's repetitive, that's okay. That's all right. And Brenda, I have taken part of the lawn mowing for my grandsons, and we ride our bikes to the park. Brenda, that is amazing. You know what? Did I see a photo of you mowing the lawn? Because that seems like I did. If not, I need to see it or like bump it or something. That is wonderful. I love to see Brenda out mow. That is what. Congratulations, Brenda. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, Karen, don't wait for tomorrow to start thinking of this. Don't wait until your next grocery stop or after you go out for dinner or any. Yes, yes. Don't, because there's always something you can convince yourself that you need to wait about, right? No, now, right now. That's why I'm saying, like, if you're doing the pantry clean out, just get rid of all the stuff. Don't say, like, well, I need to eat through this. Don't do that. Just no. And what we eat is so inexpensive that, let someone else eat the stuff. You need to start like, and Tuesday, guys, this is a real huge opportunity. And, okay, so yeah, saving money. So you can totally replant lettuce. So like if you buy the ones, especially they make those that have the roots still, what are those called? But anyway, the plant, I mean, it's like the root in there. You can get to the grocery store, cut it off, eat, and then, put that in a little water. You can plant it in potting soil, put it in it needs a little bit of sun, but kind of a cool place too. So look up how to grow lettuce and you'll get totally hooked up. Oh, Anita. Okay. I started twice. And after 1 month in, both times I lost only 10 pounds. Okay, so Anita, yours is the 10-pound post and just got so discouraged after seeing all the great results of so many. Okay, so I already addressed this, Anita. So do not compare yourself to others. 10 pounds is amazing. Totally, totally. Are you kidding? 10 pounds. So make it, boy, absolutely. That is wonderful, Anita. And you know what? I mean, use those so honestly, guys, so people coming in with really massive weight loss are probably starting at pretty high starting weights. And if you are, and so you're only seeing 10 pounds, and so there's weight positive medications. Do not overlook that is a key thing. And you need to be on your medications, right? And so your only basis of comparison is yourself. And so even if you're at a high weight and you're not seeing those dramatic results, what are the factors? Look at those. You're competing against yourself. Don't even compare. Don't even compare. It's because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant and it's demotivational, really, if you start to, engage in that. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. I'm just scrolling down. Yeah, so everyone's responded to Anita. That is absolutely. Faith says, lately I've just wanted the cooked vegetables and protein, but part of me wonders if the salads help the weight come off better. Not sure. You know what, Faith? I think if you're enjoying the cooked vegetables, I would just do that. The key thing is so for me, I have the salads a lot more. It works for me. I crave them if I were craving a cooked meal, and I do eat cooked meals, pretty regularly, then I would just eat that. I think I feel satisfied faster with a salad. With the I think we got dropped or something, but talking about Faith and Faith bringing up the issue of cooked meals versus salads. You guys, I would just lean into whichever and both that you like. I find the salads satiate me faster, but if you're liking the cooked meals, do it. I mean, for sure. The frameworks, it's the same thing. Like the same calorie, carb model, all of it. It's the same thing. It's just one happens to have cooked vegetables and one happens to have raw. That's all. And so, yeah, Faith, just lean into the framework and cook it or don't cook it. I honestly, I wouldn't worry about that. Yeah, absolutely, Dix. So losing weight is hard. Being fat is hard. Choose your hard. Oh, amen. And the thing is, it's hard to say no to those things we all want to eat. But if you look at what they've done to us and you kind of live in the consequences of those decisions a little bit and reflect on it, it makes it easier to make the right decision. And so in maintenance, as I've had bad days and I struggle, I I very literally I go outside, I go on a hike, or down here on my property, and I really do I do something maybe physical, like a project, shoveling something, for instance, or my burn piles over the winter, and really reflect on that I can do like man work, you know? You know what I mean? So we're so rural, rural people, you know what I'm talking about. I do man work out there. Is that sexist? Yeah, probably, but I do man work out there. Just double into my sexism. Okay. And I really try to be grateful of that point and let it reinforce my ongoing good decisions. And I have to do that like very in a very structured way sometimes cuz it's been a hard batch of months here in our little land here. So I'm scrolling up. You know what? I'm going to scroll to the bottom right now so people who when I said, "Hey, put your stuff in." I'm just going to see let's see. And um Hey, Lola, awesome, you guys. So we have some new boot campers coming in. There's a link in here about boot camp, and so you can look and you can see what the schedule is, like what it's about, what the schedule is. Yeah, I encourage everybody to look at that, to look at jumping in. Okay. But regardless, everyone's doing the 3-day challenge and using that as like momentum to drive that 6-week goal. So Sherry asks, what kind of supplements do you recommend? I'm 65 years old and I've noticed my skin's changed. So I wonder if you're saying that your skin has changed now that you've been implementing this. So first of all, most people need some kind of electrolyte as they're getting started. But other than that, I think a multivitamin is never like that's insurance, right? I don't know that we need it, but it's insurance. So why the heck not? It's kind of where I am with the multivitamin. I would look at like I would avoid any that have carbs in it, and I would take it when you take the meal because you may not realize, but pretty much almost all vitamins are better taken with a meal. And so there you are, take it with your meal. And so yeah, I would take a multi. And beyond that, in terms of skin, my experience was that in the beginning, oh yeah, I mean, like I could see like, okay, you see some wrinkles. Okay. There were even more wrinkles as I was in that rapid weight loss phase. And I think to some degree, maybe my skin caught up with me a little bit, but also like all these years of really on point eating, I think has helped with all of this. And, and so the thing is that at least the way I eat. And so, I'm not sure, Sherry, what you're eating specifically, but my food is very nutritionally dense, and so I'm not really worried that I'm not getting what I need, okay? Um, some people take collagen. I don't know that we need to. It doesn't hurt, probably. So, that's something to look at. Yeah. Our food is so good. Like the main model that a lot of us are eating, that it's boy, that takes care of a lot of problems, really. Okay. And I mentioned electrolytes. You guys do know, like anybody with, if you've got a kidney doctor, if you have kidney issues, definitely anyone on dialysis is consulting a doctor, right? And so I would look to your doctor too, depending on what your health conditions are, and they may have very specific supplements for you. Yeah. Um, oh, Jolene, yeah. So I was very successful during COVID, but gained all the way back after losing my mother last year. I want to start again. So yeah, you know what? That's just the whole the whole bad day message, right? That you come into I'm sorry to hear about that, Jolene, and about your mother, and uh, um, but she's watching over you and proud of like your recommitment. I would say, and that it speaks to having a plan in place for the bad days because things happen. I mean, we're all going to have issues in our family because that's what happens, right? So I'm not trying to project bad days, guys, on you. I mean, like say like, oh, we're all going to have bad days and be all grim. We are because our, parents, spouses, all this, friends, and how do we navigate that? And that is boot camp is so much about that. Boot camp is about that because as you'll see when you click through and read that it is so much of it is structured around me getting through this, like what I learned and getting through this last year of extreme grief with a situation that you'll see. I don't want to get all emotional about it. Um, Scrolling down, Donna asks, is there a booked out for the cooked meals? There is a digital, and it's going to be updated in the next few weeks. But the print is still in process. It's still with the designer, so it's got a ways to come. So let's see. And Jolene, okay, so thank you to everyone who commented. I don't know how to do the little heart things. Okay. Yes, gotcha. I do want to do the boot camp. I'm looking for the link. In this video, there's a link, but maybe someone can post the link here in the comments, or I wonder if I can figure out, I might be able to post. I should have it ready, and I don't. And so, yeah, Rita, so the Ridiculously Big Salad book is in digital and in print paper, and the Skillets book is in digital only, and it will be updated in digital only in a few weeks, and it's not going to be available in print until the end of the year. Yeah. So, okay, well, Darcy is recommending collagen. And so, that's great. So your skin texture went from crepe and thin to a more normal texture. So maybe I should take it more seriously. I've played around with it, haven't been super consistent, especially lately. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see, Joanne, any thoughts on incorporating beans for protein? Realize loaded with carbs, but low in calories, but as an exchange for protein meats while trying. Yeah, Joanne, do it. Go do it and report back to us. So, I don't eat, I rarely eat beans, but why wouldn't that work? It's okay. The keto people would say, absolutely not, right? Come on, go do it. Absolutely, go do it. So how would you incorporate them? I'm just thinking from a recipe point of view. I mean, they're easily incorporated in the cooked dishes for sure. So like how much would I put on there? Honestly, I would play around with, I would make sure that you had a good base in that layer one. So the layer one is the lettuce, okay, with the salads, or it's like whatever the cooked thing is, the broccoli or cauliflower or whatever. I would make sure to have a real legitimate layer of that. And so you have that. It's both calorie minded, it's carb minded, it's good. Okay. And it's going to really fill you up and satiate you. So if you're trying to like replicate this framework or, do the vegan version of this framework and you're going out there for us on and working on the beans, I would work on that, make sure that first layer is a completely like on point, legitimate first layer. And then the sauce or the dressing recipes, you can totally have a vegan approach to that. And I think we have vegan options on that. So I feel like that's kind of a no-brainer. Then the third layer is the protein. So we'll get back to that. Then there's the other stuff. And so let's see if you have, I'm just trying to think through how much I'd put on there. I would play around with it, honestly. So say you're making a taco inspired skillet where you have as the base, you have a cauliflower. And then in the sauce, you have, some vegetable broth, or it could be water because it's just about the flavor. You have some kind of taco seasoning in there. And boy, I'd love to have cheese in there, but you're vegan. I don't know if you have the vegan cheeses because I'd want some kind of like creamy sensation in there myself. And there's just vegan options for that. I'm just thinking about building a taco salad. Going off, just brainstorming here. The beans I would cook in a way that was like very taco-ish. That sounds actually really good. And I eat like the equivalent of about 2 decks of cards of, size-wise of the meat that I eat. I guess that's where I'd start with beans. And I would just see. And then you have other stuff on top. It's a taco salad, so I'd put onions, and I'd put white onions and tomato on that and some cilantro. That's what I'd put. And see how I did. I feel like that concept is pretty low in calories. You'd put an avocado on there. Okay. So Joanne, I want you to try something like that. And I want you to report back. And the key thing is, are you satisfied? Yeah. So it's going to be more carby than something I might make because yours has beans and mine has ground beef. Okay. I just would just do that. I don't know. I feel like the whole worrying about chasing a few carbs around is not getting us anywhere. Now, what we're talking about here is kind of a bigger difference in carbs, but I don't think it's going to be that impactful, honestly. So I think you should do it. Do it and report back. So, Mimi asks, does berberine help lose weight? I don't even know what berberine is. Okay. If it's a weight loss accelerator, I recommend against it. Whatever, so if berberine happens to be a weight loss accelerator, don't bother with any of that. We lose weight quick enough around here. And why do you want to lean into like drugs? Do it yourself. Do it yourself. This started out as a discussion of self-efficacy, teaching yourself that you can affect your world, okay? Don't lean into drugs for weight loss. Do it yourself. There's huge power in that. Absolutely. And let's see. And Darcy also is so collagen for her mom. That's awesome. And let's see. I'm just scrolling up. Nutritional yeast can taste like cheese. Yeah, and so an issue then with a vegan meal is that cheese has a lot of calories, so that's part of what we're getting like the meal density is from something like cheese. And nutritional yeast, I don't even remember, but I don't think it has anything to speak of calorie wise. You're going to need enough to get you to tomorrow. Yeah. Heather asks, how do you approach this if you have to cook meals for your family? Also, will be a little theme in boot camp. But a real simple, quick answer is, so right now I can smell it. My husband is cooking burgers, so burger patties, and I will have one on a salad and they'll all have burgers. And it's just that same way with anything else, like you can imagine that, it's, I don't know, chicken Penang, and you have yours on cauliflower and they have theirs on noodles, that kind of thing. So basically like the protein element of the meal, it's the same, but my base is different. Yeah. Yeah, so I always read we should feel through our pain or emotions rather than eat them. Yeah, I didn't realize how much of a comfort eater I used to be, apparently, because I was never a big binger type, and you hear about like big binging. And so I never did that. But in maintenance, I remember, so I had a surgery in December of 2018 with some complications that moved into January of 2019. And those were some bad days. And I can remember just like wanting to fall into the food. And I had to really work at replacing that food with something. And that was the first time I was so clear to me how much I probably did comfort eat, even if I wasn't like setting records or, ending up on like a reality show or something that I obviously must have comfort ate a lot. I mean, that's how I got to 280, I think. So, um, and Dawn is asking, how do we get the update for the digital book? So when it comes out, you'll get an email about it, and you'll just get it the same way you got it when you bought it. Yeah. So stay tuned, and it will be simple. Yeah. And like the recipes are the same. So it's just that the written chapters, like the non-recipe parts that are the big updates. Or at least there's no big difference with the recipes. Okay, Sandy, not sure of what to bring besides my own salad to a party. Should I eat before I go? So I sometimes do. I call it pre-eating the party. If I don't know what's going to be served, or I think that probably I'm just going to sort of cherry pick some appetizers or something like that, I pre-eat it. And so then I know, like, I'm set, and I can then just like modestly eat little bits and I'm done and it's fine. Yeah. So, and it totally depends on the situation, but pre-eating is a great strategy. Let's see. Yeah, so Darcy, where do I find info on setting my 6-week goal? So you're going to go to eatlikeabearden.com. There is already information there on the big goal, which is the first part of the process, but over today's Thursday, between now and Tuesday, a video is coming out here on YouTube specifically about the 6-week goal, but there will be other goal setting information throughout this weekend and then dropped on Tuesday. So all of it, you'll find it at eatlikeabearden.com. At the top, there's the 3-day challenge. Like, so there's a whole like increasingly long, very long left-hand navigation, but the top is the 3-day challenge. Right below that is other general information. Like, you can go in and post a question to the community in there. You can find like general stuff on what to eat. That's in the sort of second grouping of information in that sidebar. Okay. And then there's boot camp and there's engage. And so anyway, you'll see a long list. You stay at the top of that 3-day challenge and for the goal setting. And then if anyone who's in boot camp or whatever, you'll be getting emails from me and I'll shoot you into like, the right post or whatever as you learn to navigate all that. So scrolling down for the latest questions again. And so Diane says it's easy to graze mindlessly, especially when stressed. Getting control over that. I'm sure most of us have some history here. Yes, exactly. And Diane, that is the power of the eating window. Honestly, if you can really work to finishing your eating and drawing that line, walking away, this is the part of the day where I don't eat. And that is a huge leverage point, 100%, because it just completely cuts off this core problem. Okay. Brenda, thank you. I need that picture. You know what? We need that. We need a whole like big goal, like vision board collection of photos. Any of you guys here, you're out like being awesome like Brenda, mowing or whatever it is that you're doing. We need a photo. Because when I keep meaning to build like this whole amazing photo collection of just all of us being awesome. Now, to be clear, it doesn't matter what your weight is, okay, at all in these photos. Like, let's just all go out. Like, look at us, we're out. How amazing. How out. Okay. And so let's see. Joanne, thank you. This has motivated me. Yes, go. Okay. after having nearly given up following a 2-year depression. Oh gosh, and gaining. Okay, Joanne. Okay, God sent me to this live video today as I am not on Facebook too often, and it popped up soon after logging on. Well, okay. Okay, Joanne, yes. Okay, isn't it great when like notifications, like maybe God is sending like notifications to people. Maybe God has a hand in Facebook. Okay, Joanne, yes, we are doing it. We are doing it. Okay, we're doing it together, and just like latch into this positive energy. I mean, I'm feeling it. I'm not going to get emotional. I'm feeling very excited about this. It has been such a hard batch of months for me. It has been so hard. And I just feel like this is like the beginning of like a new era, you know? I do. And I'm taking that in. And I just want like all of us, like, let's change our lives, you know? So one decision at a time, even like, so we're seeing, okay, we have like massive success stories. Okay. And we can all look to that. And have that inspiration. But so much of this comes from each little decision. And so don't overlook like how hard some of those are, and just like work on like the big block and barrier to some of the things that are keeping you back from being able to meet these goals. So you can get out and mow your lawn like Brenda. I'm so excited, Brenda. That's awesome. That's awesome, Brenda. Brenda's a great example too. Brenda, am I right? So, Brenda, you comment here because Brenda, it took you a while to lose the 100, right? And now I think you've lost a little more than 100 now. I don't think you're at goal weight. You're out mowing. That's awesome. That's awesome. So that's just so awesome. I love it. I love it. So Sandra says, how do you feel about adding MCT oil on salads instead of the prepared dressings? And do you think it's good to introduce this oil? Sure. I find I would just use coconut oil. MCT oil is kind of expensive, and I make my own dressings anyway, but you totally make it with that. And yeah, I mean, oil is part of a dressing. Sure. It's expensive, and I'm cheap. Okay. Okay, so Brenda is bringing the A game with the photos. I'm excited, Brenda. I am excited. And so, yes, Kim, we all need to be refreshed, encouraged, renewed. Thank you, Amanda. There is strength in numbers. There is strength in numbers, you guys. You guys, I would be 300 pounds right now if it were not for this community. That is the truth. It is because I was 280, okay, 5 years ago, but it was, I was forced to, like, we started Engage, and then, like, on the day we launched, I was evacuating from the forest fire, and so I had to, like, lean in. I'm teaching psychology, I'm like the Eat Like a Bear psychology teacher, and in the middle of this huge traumatic experience, and so it kind of forces you to, like, listen to yourself. Like, I have to, like, what would I teach myself? And I leaned in, and it's hard to lean in. It's hard to lean in. Had I not leaned in, I mean, I just would have gained a bunch of weight because it's just, you do it like that, like that. It's this community. This is why I'm that's why I'm still wearing the same pants. I should stand up, show you, but these are the same pants. Anyway, I'm wearing the same pants. And I wouldn't be without this community. I'm feeling it, guys, the power. We're doing it. We are doing it. Okay, Tracy, go back to work. Go back to work, girl. Okay, let's see. And Helen, okay, is asking what the Engage group is. So that is our month, like it is a monthly membership little program we have, and it's based on psychology. But all the engagers are in boot camp. So the big focus for this quarter as we roll out boot camp is 12 weeks. Okay, 12 weeks is focused on boot camp. And so, Helen, I would really encourage you to look at that link for boot camp. But I think the page is open if people want to join Engage. But Engage this quarter is boot camp. Honestly, there's some other things people have access to, but the focus is boot camp because I'm 100% focused on boot camp. So, and okay, Janet. So you've been listening and contemplating getting back with this way of life. Good. Way of eating. Okay. WOE is way of eating, you guys. Okay. I just got my blood work results back and need a change. Great motivator too. I went on vacation and it got me off track and I've had a hard time getting back to it. Okay. Yes. And so Janet, and that's something that's going to be a theme in boot camp too, is like handling vacations because it is easy to get off track. And so how to have like the right, like little framework to go off and have your awesome vacation and to, not, I mean, to meet your goals. To meet your goals. And so, yeah, but it's interesting, the blood work, losing weight can change things in a powerful way. And so there is nothing like some of those tests to give us that little bit of motivation. But the biggest motivation, Janet, and the biggest thing that's going to propel you to like long-term change is a positive goal. Not a worrying about the blood work, but picturing your future life out, being awesome with your big goal. So I definitely direct you to that. But sometimes the doctor can propel us into these little moments. But in this moment, I direct you to the big goal because that is what is going to help keep you consistent and really focused in a positive way. Our minds and our hearts need something positive to focus on. And that is your big goal. Your blood work is rooted in like the negativity in a sense and fear. Okay. But all of this ends up kind of washing away as you work towards that big goal. And all those numbers will improve. They will, because the extra pounds simply affect all of these like things, right? Mine was blood pressure, and it's just like a complete cure for my blood pressure. Complete. I have a blood pressure of a teenager. Look at my teenage self. It's kind of shocking. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Let me see. Will I do more lives on YouTube during the 6 weeks? I am doing some next week, and we definitely have one scheduled for the end of the 6 weeks. I don't know about in the middle. And so I don't know. I don't know. We will see. And let's see. Can you do engage annually instead of monthly? We used to have that option. I don't think it's available right now. So yeah, anyway. And we can include a link about Engage, but again, Engage is bootcamp, but if you can't find it here, you can always email support@eatlikeabear.com, and Anasul there or Sander will respond to you and help you with that. Yeah. Okay, Helen, awesome. Helen is a bootcamp. Okay. I'm missing comments. So if you're here and I've missed yours, put it in again at the bottom. And so, Lori, where do I find the goal setting document? So eatlikeabearden.com at the very top, there's the 3-day challenge, and there's a space called goal setting, and you're going to find stuff right now and then stuff that I'll roll out over the weekend. Let's see. Robin, events and activities don't take us off program. We decide, often under duress, to make different choices. Amanda keeps having a plan beforehand. Yes, that's my goal. Yeah, so yes, I have a plan. Like when I go off on vacation, and the plan might be that to end up, I know I'm going to gain 2 pounds or whatever. That is a legitimate option. The big thing is having an exit strategy with any of this stuff. If you decide to sort of eat stuff you don't normally eat, you need your exit strategy. And I think that's where a lot of people have the problem, is the exit strategy. Okay. So, Chatty Cathy, an appetite suppressant. Yes. I think a good tool is actually seltzer. I'd squeeze a little lemon in it. I put stevia in mine, just stevia extract. There's a lot of stuff that claims to be stevia, like stevia in the raw, which is almost no stevia. Come on. Anyway, but the seltzer. So when I have my I get peckish in the evening. So if I eat mid to late morning, that's my typical time to eat my one meal. And in weight loss, I did this mid-morning, late morning, something like that. I would get hungry later in the day. And knowing that hunger was coming and that I was not going to eat, because I didn't, because if you eat today, it makes tomorrow's hunger battle worse. Okay. So I was not going to eat. And I would say I knew I was really going to hit like a hungry peak at like 6 p.m. I would start hitting the seltzer at like 4 p.m. And it just helped get me by. And it's not always easy. And, when you're struggling with that, and like, especially maybe it's a bad day, you're going to have to push through it. But I do find having that little bit of flavor with the lemon and this, especially the seltzer, because the carbonation fills your stomach more than other things do. That I would try something like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Just looking at new comments, and I'm going to try to scroll up the old ones too. Stacy, thank you. I'm at my highest weight ever, knee pain, depression, like many others doubt, or we wouldn't all be here, right? I'm notorious for making excuses that have led to feeling so crappy. Time for boot camp, time for cleaning out the cupboard. So glad I caught this today. It's what I needed to hear. Stacy, this is it, girl. We're doing it. This is great. And so Jackie recommends The Book of Hope by Jane Goodall. Okay, explains hope plus action. I've been mowing my yard for the last 2 seasons. I'll be 72 in July. Back to reboot, Jackie, and we need a photo. That is so, so, so awesome. And I'm going to get that book. What are your thoughts on water with electrolytes already mixed in? Thank you, Amanda. Tracy, yeah, I think that's great. So some of those, depending, they might have like the sucralose or various artificial sweeteners or something. I'd kind of watch some of that. But yeah, absolutely. Electrolytes for sure. The thing about the appetite suppressant, I like the seltzer part of it because the bubbles kind of help fill you up even more. So maybe an electrolyte powder in a seltzer, something like that. And so okay, Pammy is using vinegar for it. Yeah, so I didn't tend to have vinegar except with the meals. But yeah, anything, I think that's a good tool. Let me see. Sarah, so I work 16 days, 11 to 5. I once very successful with the RBS when I worked less, but I'm wondering how to make it work again when it takes me an average of an hour to consume the entire salad. I mean, sleep is my priority. Any suggestions? Okay, so you're working 11 to 5. Wait, 11 p.m. to 5 p.m. Hold on a minute. Holy cow, Sarah. Okay, I'm wrapping my brain around this. Okay, you start at 11 p.m. Sarah. Wow. I'm going to just ask. So is it seasonal? Is it something that we need more information? Because Sarah, I'm like less concerned right now about how you're managing that eating than that that is so much stress, So, but we have had some people who've had seasonal jobs with hours like that. And it's one of these things like, you know what, in these 3 months, I make all of my income for a year. And so that's how it has to be. I get it. Okay. But wow, the stress of that. Tell us a little bit more. I'm going to look at other comments and hopefully. Oh, only until December 31st. Only 6 months. What are you doing? What's your work? Okay. Well, tell us. Let's see. Just scrolling a bit. Let's see. But yeah, tell us, Sarah, the nature of your work. I'm curious. But boy, I'm feeling for you on that schedule. I'm scrolling up a bit for some other, because I've missed like 900 questions here. But yeah, put questions, just keep putting them at the bottom. Like copy your question and just put it in again. Okay. Let's see. And Sarah, you're a nurse. So 11 to 5. And how much time do you get off? Do you have breaks? 30 minutes? Because I could eat a salad in 30 minutes. Like if I had to, I could. that might be a strategy, is to just know that you're going to eat kind of quickly. When I say it takes me an hour, it's very leisurely and I enjoy it and I think it's a good thing. Cooked meals, you can eat faster. Um, Wraps, you can eat like a lettuce wrap. It could have as much lettuce in it, but holding it and just like biting and chewing, I find is easier, faster than the bowl. So, because I'm guessing you surely have a half hour in there somewhere. Gosh, darn it, Sarah. Um, yeah, I would look at meals that you can eat in that time. Honestly, I think that I would want to eat at the that's a long shift. Um, I'd want to be eating in the first at least 5 hours into that. I would actually eat it at the beginning of all of it, but you're right, you're sleeping. Wow. Hmm. So, let's see. I'm just looking at comments again. And my heart to Sarah. Okay. My husband and I started this together in January. He has lost over 60 pounds and loves it. I broke my wrist in February and have never been able to get my feet under me. Okay. This is our time. This is our time. And so, Robin, dig in. This is our 3-day challenge. So you're going to go to eatlikeabearden.com. And at the top of the left-hand navigation, you're going to see the community-wide 3-day challenge area. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the focus is on like the what to eat part of what we do. It's all there. There's videos and stuff for you. But what we're talking about today is gearing up for it and setting goals, because we're going to do a 6-week community-wide goal setting exercise. We're all going to have our goals. And so, Robin, this is the absolute best time to get going. Absolute. Okay. So yeah, change hoping to knowing. Awesome. And let's see. Bought my hubby and fellow bear a snow cone maker to help battle the evening munchies. Oh, okay. So that's a great idea. A snow cone slushy of some kind. So what you could do is you could make like a I would totally make an herbal, like you could make a really strong herbal tea so that the flavor was something really cool like sage, okay? Or we have an oregano that's really a nice culinary oregano, and I would sweeten it with stevia, so it would make it kind of like a syrup where it's really strong, and then put it in the fridge, and that's like your syrup over that. That's a great idea. Maybe I need a snow cone maker. It is hot here, and we don't have AC, by the way. Let's see. My weight loss motivation is to lose enough so that I don't have to keep wearing the same clothes whenever I go out. Oh, because Donna, you need to get down into like other clothes, like the stair steps of the clothes. Absolutely. And then maybe past all the stair steps, and then you're at thrift store shopping. Absolutely. There is an assignment in boot camp that relates to thrift shopping. Wonder who did that, who made that assignment. Let's see. And so Robin, welcome, Robin. How did you find us here this first time? So that's awesome, Robin. And so at eatlikeabearden.com, under the 3-day challenge, you'll also find other resources there, like what we eat resources and an area for questions and stuff. So you're going to find like all kinds of stuff. So welcome, Robin. Welcome. This is a really good time to find us, actually. Really super good time. Yeah. So Anne asks, is stevia okay to drink throughout the day? Well, Anne, like you're just like, queuing me up. So on People in Boot Camp, there's going to be a special 1-day only little pop-up bonus day that's really focused on this exact question. But the short answer is, yeah, I think stevia is probably fine. I think that the big thing with stevia is that you make sure it's stevia, because a lot of the things that say stevia are actually other things. And because everyone wants to buy stevia, so the marketers make it look like it's stevia, and it's not. Oh, okay. I find that some sweeteners essentially make me want to eat more. I don't find that with stevia. That's my personal experience. If anything, a sweetener, a not sweetener, anything, essentially makes you want to keep eating and eat more, then probably you need to cut it. Okay, that's a good rule of thumb for anything. beverages, foods, anything. Like we've been talking about that a lot in Engage. Is like certain foods. It's why it's problematic to have like a food list that like this is all good, this is all bad, because there's certain things that are considered healthy that I would just eat like mountains of, like certain nuts, like all nuts. And there's a lot of calories in nuts, and me eating a mountain of them, that's not healthy because it's a mountain. So you kind of shine this lens on anything, is what I would say. Yeah. Um, yeah, so there's some recommendations here for different stevia products. I use Trader Joe's. It is just stevia only, but look at the back, look at the label, and make sure it's just stevia, if that's what you're looking for. And so Rhonda asks, has anyone struggled relationship wise after a large weight loss? Boy, that's a great question, Rhonda. And uh, that is a good one to post in the community too. So I haven't, but I have seen community members who have. I think I wondered if it was related to the weight loss, but sometimes it's just life too, right? So it's a good question though. Um, Oh, and Rhonda, your follow-up is either because you lost or a friend or spouse did and you didn't. Yeah, it's a very good question. In because like maybe you're making this big change and they're not coming along. And so then maybe there's conflict. And that I could definitely see that being an issue. My husband, he kind of does what he wants. Like I do what I want, he does what he wants. We've kind of been that way our whole relationship. So there was never that conflict. And it just we're flexible, so if he wants a noodle under his steak, puts a noodle, like, that's fine, and, like, I'm not gonna worry about it if he wants to put a noodle under there, go put a noodle under there, whatever the case. So and let's see, um, I'm just scrolling up, and let me see. Let's see, Amanda has said, I think this would work well for my sister who's struggling with her weight. I've added her to the Eat Like a Bear group, but would love to show her this is possible. Any suggestions for her to get on board? Okay, so Amanda, what I would do is I would go to the website and maybe you can find a success case in a demographic of your sister. And oh, we need to get more cases on there. And so that she can be encouraged. I think that that's a big part of what's happening here is that if we see other people who are like us and having success, it just gives us that much more encouragement. There's also the information about, we count our century bears, so if she has a lot of weight to lose in particular, that we're like experts in losing 100 pounds. Okay, so that, that, that and the video in Facebook called A Postcard from Yellowstone. Watch it yourself. And that is a really good getting started resource for people, not in terms of the brass tacks of how to do it, but in terms of like the initial message of you can do it. It's an empowering video. Yeah, A Postcard from Yellowstone. That's actually where I'd start, but also I'd look at some of the success cases on the site. And so how do you cook without wanting to taste everything you're cooking? Yeah, that's a good question. I would cook while I'm cooking for myself. I wouldn't cook like outside of my eating window. I would struggle with that. So I'd have like the cooking time of the day, which is also my eating time of the day. And like little tastes in that cooking window, if it's really just a taste, probably is not an issue at all. I wouldn't overly worry about that, but you can also have kids taste it. Yeah. Mm. So I'm just scrolling up to see. Let's see. Um, oh, and Sarah is clarifying. So Sarah is working 16 hours. So you have 2 jobs. That's what it is. Oh gosh. Um, from 11 to 7:30, and then from 8:30 to 5. Okay, Sarah. Yeah, be good to yourself, Sarah. So feel our positive thoughts in the work that you're doing. Okay. And boy, that's tough. And I hope you can find a path to getting to one job. Okay, for one thing. And yeah, but I would lean into like some things that are faster to eat. The cooked meals are a lot faster to eat. If you know, you probably don't want to gobble, 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 but you can eat in 30 minutes. You can. That's not a super terrible gobble, especially if it's a cooked meal. You can totally eat that in 30 minutes. Gosh, yeah. Okay. Um, let's see. Just scrolling up again. Yeah, so can I continue doing Eat Like a Bear while I'm pregnant? So I would totally talk to your provider about, like, the intermittent fasting part of it, but, I don't feel like, paleo women had a bunch of snacks or whatever. I don't think your provider's probably gonna say, "It's okay not to snack," right? Like, just cut it down like this. I think the big thing is, um like keeping some boundaries on your choices and being good to yourself because your main work right now is growing that baby. Congratulations, Lucia. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So and working on probably not putting on fat. And so talk to your provider about them. You maybe tell the provider, "Oh, this is what those ladies do at Eat Like a Bear." And how would you recommend that I modify it? Okay. And with a goal of you're not losing weight in a pregnancy, I wouldn't think. I mean, some people can. Okay, so it depends on your weight and your plan and your circumstances. So I'm not saying you can't. It would depend. But I'm saying that it is a worthy goal not to gain weight in your pregnancy. And I think every provider would tell us try not to gain the fat. Gain weight, the fat. You gain baby weight, like actual legitimate baby weight, right? Not the 50 pounds of other weight that suddenly appears there. Yeah. And congratulations. So Lucia, we do have in Facebook. Okay, you're here on Facebook. We have, if you're a member of the main group, Eat Like a Bear Stories, you can put in a request to join our young mama bears and talk to some other ladies about that who are younger. You may have noticed we're quite a bit older around here. Some of us are past our baby stage. Yep. And let's see. I'm scrolling down to the recent questions. And so Brenda says, I've had comments and questions on prednisone, and many of our medications are weight inducing. Okay, but eating this way for us is like a lumpy slide and not an easier one. But if we keep on keeping on, we will get to the bottom, to the goal. Yes, so I mentioned earlier that Brenda has lost 100, but it's taken her longer. But, oh, right, Brenda, wasn't it you who went to the doctor and they like all clapped? Isn't that amazing? And so, you know, it's got to get there, guys. Got to get there. Got to get there. Okay. Chatty Kathy, I've fought weight since age 10. I don't believe this can happen. And Kathy, this is why so much of my my time and where we see building the resources for this in the future is on success stories, because I do think the most powerful evidence you can have is all the people in front of you. And so lean into that. There's always going to be a part of ourselves that wants us to eat the donut and is going to tell ourselves that, no, you can't do it. So you might as well eat the donut. And Kathy, we are all here telling you, yes, you can. And I would encourage you to dig into the big goal and to make your own big goal and to really reflect on why is it that you keep telling yourself that you can't? Now, I do realize deeply decades and decades of diet failures kind of puts you in that place. But we're laying out the evidence for you, Kathy, laying out the evidence, and go watch A Postcard from Yellowstone. Okay? Actually, everyone here should go watch A Postcard from Yellowstone for sure. Yeah, Jeannie, Jeannie, I'm glad to see you here. So, you know, I feel like it's our whole demographic here at Eat Like a Bear. So, like the always been chunky, at least story. Okay. So, Kathy, a postcard from Yellowstone, your first assignment. Okay. So go watch it. It's right here. It's right here in, yeah, right here. Brenda got a standing ovation at her doctor's office. And again, so was it Anita who said she was discouraged because she'd come in and lose 10 pounds in a month? And then like another 10 pounds, like, oh, all these people losing like 15 or 20 or whatever, and I'm only losing 10. And Brenda is crushing it. But it's taken longer because the prednisone. The thing is, Brenda is going to be on the prednisone in either universe, right? And she's in the universe where she gets a standing ovation because even though it takes her longer, she's getting there. And you think, I mean, that whole doctor staff blown away, like Brenda on prednisone, coming in 100 pounds down. Mm-hmm. So, and Brenda, so hey, all the Brendas. Okay, so says, I love seeing the century stories. It is amazing that Eat Like a Bear has so much success and it gives me hope. Thank you. Wondering on statistics, percentages of success rates. Yeah, so I don't even know what like I don't even know how to measure really our rate because we haven't had data on who all is implementing. I do know like a little interesting like overall thing you can look at is like I actually about 3 weeks ago did an internet search for 100-pound loss cases from Noom. Noom has had, so that's the app, like the Change Your Psychology app, and it is the rising big player in weight loss, competing with Weight Watchers and Nutrisystem and all that. And they have had like, I don't know, 60 million downloads, and they're actually valued at like $10 billion or something. They've had a lot of people try it, is the point. And it's been over 12 years or something, these 60 million downloads. And so I looked for their century cases and I found 5. Now, they've got to have more than that. So I'm not saying they only have 5. They must have more. But if they had a rate like ours, I think I calculated that they would have 100,000 century cases. Now, if they had 100,000 century cases, I would think they would be telling us about that. And in fact, we only see 5. And so I don't know what their rate is. I don't know what our rate is, but it would appear that our rate is orders of magnitude higher than this emerging company that's valued at $10 billion. Well, anyway, good for them for having their little valuation of $10 billion. Our measurement of our success is not in our dollar valuation, but it's in our success cases. And we're going to have more with our 6-week goal that all begins with this 3-day challenge. So this is where we get rich in what matters. And I'm very excited about it. And let's see. So I'm scrolling up. Oh, cool. Anna Sewell is putting a bunch of links in here for us. That's awesome. Thank you, Anna. And of stories. And let's see. Donna wasted my money on Nutrisystem. Didn't we all waste our money on quite a few things, Donna? It's okay. Look to the future. Look to the future. Yeah, so Jeannie says, I'm coming up on my second Beariversary. It may take a while, but who cares? It's worth the wait or the wait. Yes, thank you. You are worth it, you guys. You are worth it. Absolutely. And let's see. So Wendy says, I just filled 4 garbage bags full of clothes for the thrift stores. It has taken a long time to say no, they go. Yeah. So you know what? I blew through all my clothes. It was crazy. I lost, because mostly I had clothes that were like 16, 18, and I was down in those levels before I could hardly even wear them again. And I was so in it and realizing how much my life had changed that I was like, I'm getting rid of all the clothes, if only as a message to myself that I'm committed. And I think that was a good thing, a really good thing. Like, no, there's not this going back up the stair steps of clothes because I'm fighting for this. It was 4 years ago. We started the group. Oh my gosh, we're coming on our actual anniversary in like 10 days. Hmm. Wow. Okay. And holy cow, I hadn't appreciated that when I launched that Facebook group 4 years ago, like my young, naive self, not even realizing what this is turning into. I said, I don't even know what we're doing. But if you want to follow someone who is going to fight like heck for maintenance, I'm your person. Okay. And so that's been my thing from the beginning is like, I'm not going back. I am not going back. Not going back. So, and I've never been as challenged as I have been in this past year. But you see that in the boot camp story, and if you've been following me in social media, it's probably been trickling through a little bit. Okay, let's see. Scrolling back down, and Becky, I love that you're just so nice and care about people more than the almighty dollar. Thank you. Never regret any time I've spent watching your videos. Oh, thank you, Becky. Thank you for the kind words. And you guys, the thing is that like I deeply despise the weight loss industry. And so I'm not like from the beginning, it's like I didn't even want to be in it, And so that's part of what I check myself on, that I didn't get this far so I could like be rich. I need to make money at some point. By the way, I need to pay myself, but we don't make our decisions like here based on, are we maximizing our revenue? Why? I feel like if we can maximize our success, we're going to have enough revenue. I would think that's just going to work itself out, and our real value then comes from all of the life change we can have, and being able to maintain and being free. Let's be free of all the products, all the junk out there, and just be able to just live our lives and not like, be under the thumb of all these weight loss marketers. Ooh, okay. Yep. Okay. Let's see. I'm scrolling down again. Okay. Yeah. So Diana says, stay in your plan to mark that victory. Use that positive energy and momentum for the next hour and mark that one. Yes, that is like the big message of that last day one video is so you're there. Okay, so bringing us back to the assignment coming up. Okay, wow. So we've been on here an hour. And so what we started with is, so let me kind of do like a quick recap for anyone who's like just in here about what we're doing this week. So, okay. Boy, I feel like I need like a break or something. We've been here so long. Okay. Tuesday is day one of the 3-day challenge, the community-wide 3-day challenge. And we do a community-wide 3-day challenge every quarter. The 3-day challenge teaches the what to eat part of what we do. And you can do that any day from anywhere in the whole like Milky Way galaxy, as long as you have internet, any day at all, you can get started. It's by email and there's videos and it walks you through that. But what we do at the beginning of the quarter, at least what we started this year, is every quarter we do a community-wide 3-day challenge. And so this is it. This is ours for quarter 3, and it starts starting on Tuesday because of the July 4th holiday. And so it's July 5th, 6th, and 7th. Those are our like official 3 days of the 3-day challenge. But in the days leading up to day one, there's goal setting information for you at eatlikeabearden.com. Right now, there's stuff about your big goal, and your big goal is not like the pant size or your weight, the weight on the scale. It's what you will be doing, what you envision yourself doing at the very end, outliving your vibrant life. What is it that you are going to do? Because you're going to begin a process of doing it. Okay. So I'll tell you what, because even if there's no way you could get yourself out in this kayak or for pity's sake, on a paddleboard, all balanced like a fit 18-year-old, you could start right now anywhere with this picture, envisioning yourself there. And then you can go to that shoreline and you can put your bare feet into that sand, and you can picture yourself there. And if you have to do that with a cane or a walker or whatever you have to do, if you're wheeling yourself out there, you're moving towards it, okay? And that's what we're doing. And we are picturing our positive, vibrant future with the big goal. I want you all to have a big goal. Those materials are already at the den, but there will be other goal setting materials this weekend at the den, okay? And we are launching a boot camp. So this is for additional support, but everyone, you're setting a 6-week goal, doing it, and the materials will be there. This coming Tuesday here at YouTube, there will be a 6-week goal video, and you're setting a 6-week goal. But if you also would like to get into boot camp, there's a lot of extra support there. The link is in this video. And so what you're doing this weekend is you are like building your intention to jump into that 3-day challenge next week. And like with all the positive energy and fire of this whole community, leaning in, leaning hard in, getting your power back, you guys. If you feel like you lost it, if you got it, you keep going, girl, boy. Okay, you keep going. And guy, I should say guy. I don't know. Anyway, we're mostly women here, you know that. So anyway, so keep going. But if you feel like you need it to get your power back, these are the days right here. Go in, do the little things, show yourself, like do activities that are gearing yourself up for it. Clean your pantry, clean one little shelf in your pantry, get rid of junk in your pantry, okay? But clean the dirt out of there and just like reflect. I'm about to do this thing. Feel it coming, okay? Day 1, hour at a time. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Day 1 can be very, very hard. Push through 1 minute at a time. I did it. I did it. I did it. Make it your full-time job on Tuesday. You're getting through day 1 like a pro. That will invigorate you so much. And especially into day 2, some people say like, oh, for me, it's day 4. Get through day 4. Whatever it is for you, you need to push past it, get your power back. And then that momentum that you're feeling, because you're seeing results, even if you don't see results on the scale, you feel it inside because you are making the decisions that you know you need to make to help you reach your long-term goal. And that is very powerful. Don't take that power, that internal like feeling, that positive like, wow, I'm doing this. Don't take it for granted. That is your fuel right there. Okay. And don't just like give it up like that. You've worked hard for that. In getting through that day 1, don't take it for granted. Keep it. Keep focused. Grind, guys, all the way to the finish line. All the way. Like one long, massive grind. That is what I envisioned for everybody here. And that it starts with all of us coming together here today. And the big, big push Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, launching us into everyone having their own like personalized 6-week goal. Okay. And off into the horizon. Okay. Yeah. So, yep, there it is. Do it or not, jump in. There is no try. Take the action. Yeah. So this is it. This is our do moment. This is our do moment. Everybody's do moment. And I know we all like this is going to raise the water level of everybody here. If you know so many people are doing it with you. Okay. In fact, just like, and take some pictures. You don't have to post them. Okay. Take them. Because you guys, now take this, hear this. We talked, was it in the previous video or in this video, about shame and how much like the baggage of shame. Okay. And that's why we don't want to take the photos and stuff. Okay, guys, this moment right now, this is the moment you're going to be so proud of looking back on. You want a picture of this moment. This is your proudest moment right here as you begin focusing through day 1. That's it. That's like your powerful self pushing and leaning in, and you will be proud of this. Okay. You're going to want a picture. You're going to want a picture. This is the moment. Okay. And so don't like set the shame, like ignore it. Okay. Because I'm not going to say don't feel it, like you're not going to feel it, because I know how complicated this can be, truly. Okay. Don't spend time on it. Like, so what to shame? Okay. So what to regret? So what to remorse? All of that. Focus, 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 focus. Because you're looking to the future. You're not looking in the mirror, anything else. You're not looking at all that past, all that junk. You're focused on your positive future. That's what you're doing. Taking the energy in of this powerful community, doing it with you. That's what's happening. That is it. Okay. So let me see. Let's see. Oh, so Yolanda, you're talking about your weight. Okay, I've missed the context. I've totally missed you guys. Okay. Okay, so now I'm getting like lost in the comments. Everyone should watch the video, A Postcard from Yellowstone, here on Facebook. Okay, A Postcard from Yellowstone. Faith. Did I hear a little goal in there? Faith. The Faith is going to join the Century Bears. That's exciting. So by the end of boot camp, which is 12 weeks, so you probably have a 6-week goal that's not quite the Century Bear thing, but okay. Woo. Yeah. Okay. So Deborah, I find I can't take in the whole huge salad. Do you see good results? You know what? Yeah. So look, here the thing is, the salad needs to get you to tomorrow. So I don't, you could have like less greens as an option. I'm honestly, I think it's fine in 4 hours. And some people are, they'll like make the one salad, and then someone had this idea. She put it in a Tupperware bowl, so it's all fixed and it's all in one container. And she eats part of it, then she eats the other part of it, and that's all she eats. So that's like her boundary for eating is in that bowl. It's like that bowl is the boundary. That's brilliant, by the way, because the problem with 4 hours, I think, is this point. You're going to want to keep eating in that 4 hours, and you'll be surprised. I mean, if you're like me, at how much you can actually eat that you're not paying attention to. That's what I would be concerned about. And so, Anna, wow. Okay. So has a mixed strategy. You guys, all of it. So some salads, some cooked, totally mix and match. Are you on our century list, Anna? Let us know. Okay. And so, yeah, eating twice a day. The issue is you can eat a lot more twice than you're going to eat once. All of it ends up being about like that boundary on our eating. I guess, apparently I could eat an awful lot. So how do I eat in a way that I'm satisfied and happy, and then I'm also done? And it's finding that balance. And yeah, I feel like for me, 4 hours would be harder, but totally work it out. There's no reason. You could have great results with that. So don't let like the self-talk, well, everyone's doing one meal and I can only do two, so I'm not going to succeed. Of course you are. So I really look forward to your update. And we have a lot of 2-meal success cases, and there's some on the website too. So absolutely. Tracy, does morning coffee with sugar-free creamer hurt my one meal at 3 p.m.? I seriously have to have it. So, well, I don't know what's in that. Are you getting the results that you want is the big question. So, because you just told me you have to have it. Okay. There's a lot of stuff. If you go to eatlikeabearden.com, there's in the questions area, there's stuff on the coffee, because people ask this all the time. Hey, there's Alistair. Hey, Alistair. Let's see. Show him your headset. That's virtual reality headset right there. Mm-hmm. Right there. Okay. Okay. I'm just scrolling up. I've missed so many comments, and I'm really sorry, you guys. Let's see. Okay. All you guys getting back on track, saying thanks for the boost. And you guys, this is awesome. If anyone's here And I missed a question. Just pop it in real quick because I'm going to leave here in a minute because I at least mainly have to go to the bathroom. Okay. But if you're still here and you have something, pop it in the bottom. And let's see. Just scrolling up. Okay. I'm going to go to the very bottom and let's see. If I have to eat 2 meals, I just finish my bowl later so I don't overeat. Yeah. So I like that idea of like you just make all of it and then that's your boundary. That, yeah. Again, my risk is between the 2 meals, I'm eating a bunch of junk. Just being real. Okay. That's like the struggle. So how is it that I can make sure I'm not doing that? Like make it easier because see, the problem, you guys, is that then there's all that like turmoil, like keeping yourself from not eating between those meals. I don't want that turmoil in my life. That is a big theme of boot camp, by the way. A very big theme. How can I like just eat, be happy and satisfied with it, and then go off and be awesome? That's my whole goal. Like for me, for all of you, everyone. Like let's let food have the place that it needs to have, be delicious and nourishing in a way that lets us meet our long-term goals, otherwise known as not get us fat, and so that we can go out and live the life that we want to live, like unencumbered by all those extra pounds that we've been dragging around. That's the whole thing. That is the whole thing. So, okay. And so, Sharon, okay. So I can't do the one meal due to the gastric sleeve. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. So, okay, Sharon. So there is also a bariatric bears subgroup. So in Facebook, so you're here on Facebook, and if you're part of the stories group, then you can make a request and you'll automatically get into the bariatric bears group. But what I would say is, so you're definitely going to have more than one meal, and you might not even have salad. It might be cooked meals, depending on, how you're working. It's okay to have the cooked meals. Here's the thing about the sleeve. You have a hunger tool that the rest of us don't have. Okay. And so like lean into that and don't see it as like, oh, it's so negative that I can't eat the giant salad like Amanda. Okay. You are going to eat differently because the gastric sleeve. And there actually is the benefit of the hunger control. Like most of us struggle a lot with the hunger, and you're going to reach that satiation point sooner. And I'm kind of guessing that between meals, you probably have less of a hunger situation going on. I'd be interested to know about that. But so say you ate in 4 hours and it was like 3 little times or something, or 5 hours. I would be curious if you're struggling with hunger in between those meals. And my sense is not nearly like I would. Okay. And so you can get your nutrients in, like, say, those 3 meals in that case. Because you guys, the thing is, with the gastric sleeve, your stomach size is a lot smaller. Okay. And so her situation is going to be different than yours if you have not had the surgery. Okay. And so she's just it's a structural difference. And so you're strategizing based on that stomach. It's all right. Different strategy. It's all a strategy, you guys. All of this ultimately, like, don't even, it's like, what are your tools? What's your situation? Go forward with your strategy. It's just a strategy. So anyway, totally get into the bariatric bears group. And I've had a couple of videos on YouTube about bariatric surgery. The more recent one, watch that. Yeah, be sure to watch that. Okay, Diane says, I love the concept. We'll be more determined this time. Do it just for today. Repeat. Yes. Okay. For this minute, this hour, and get that power. Absolutely. Once you have like enough momentum behind you, it gets easier and easier to keep doing it by the minute and then the hour and the day. You got to get to that point. You got to, and that's what we're doing this week. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So Sharon, definitely check out the YouTube video and check out the Bariatric Bears group if there's discussions about how people are managing the multiple meals. So because without so people who just like normal size stomachs. Okay, so people who haven't had some kind of bariatric surgery, the issue I would be concerned about with them doing the 3 meals, so someone like me doing the 3 meals is, frankly, I would eat too much. Okay? I can fit a lot more in there, Sharon. I could eat too much. So you know what I'm talking about. So that's my concern. So anyone else like saying, "Oh, Amanda said eat 3 meals." I'm saying Sharon maybe is eating 3 meals, okay? And there's a difference, okay? So, okay, you guys, I am gonna be going, and yes, everybody, and this is it. Um, Sharon, I don't get hungry hardly ever. Okay, Sharon, lean into that. So that's a huge advantage of the bariatric surgery, by the way. So lean into that. That's the big thing we all struggle with, and that's why we're so highly strategic about how we're like managing all this. So your thing is going to be making sure you get enough nutrition. And I know like there's like protein concerns and stuff like that. So I would definitely get in the bariatric bears group and talk to them about that balance. And also when you do your check-in with your doctor in terms of like the protein, like I think there's some ladies who have protein drinks. That is, I wouldn't even consider a protein drink for myself. It's not an issue, but if you're digesting protein differently, then you have a different need. That's all. Sharon, you can totally kill this thing. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. And I'm interested in your update. Yeah. And everybody's update here. Let's just take a minute to reflect on all the updates we're all about to get from us. Okay. Okay. So you're getting into the big goal information. You're using this weekend to like leverage, like to launch yourself, to begin to build the intention for the coming 3-day challenge, maybe cleaning your pantry, mainly, or doing really any sort of something to build yourself up for your launch, your big launch with intention, and knowing this launch it's big because we're all doing it, okay? And this is really your opportunity to just lean into the whole like power of the community. And so I encourage everybody to get involved with this and to feel like that positive energy. I'm feeling it myself, okay? Let's all do it together. And so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is a 3-day challenge. Traditionally, like that's focused on what to eat, but we're using it to launch into our 6-week goal. There will be more goal setting information that you can find the big goal stuff at eatlikeabearden.com. You'll find more stuff on the 6-week goal in there and by Tuesday. And then we're all launching into the 6-week goal, but there is also boot camp. You can find the boot camp link in this video. You can find it on the eatlikeabear.com website. And if you click around enough in the eatlikeabearden.com, you'll surely stumble on it in there. I don't know that a link is prominent on there at this point, but there is a semi-prominent link on eatlikeabearden.com. And I'll be posting about it in social media. You can find a link. And if you can't, email support@eatlikeabear.com and Anna or Sander will respond with a link for you. Okay. Okay, you guys. Well, what a delight, everybody. And oh my gosh, have we been here for 2 hours? Really? Okay. That's why I need to go to the bathroom. Guys. Okay. I love you guys. I'm so excited about what we're about to do. So, you guys, I will catch you all and because I'll catch you next week. The schedule's not out yet, but I am anticipating Tuesday live and maybe a super early Thursday live. Okay, but look for those. You'll get emails about all that. Okay, you guys. Take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.